Hey y'all, Michael Miller, attorney and family, speaks out for for Michael that she didn't steal no money from that church. This girl is beautiful, have a beautiful soul. I just feel her soul, and she wouldn't have to steal no money from that missionary to help other people. Why would she want to take money? Like, why is he making her like the bad person here? I feel so sorry for Michael family and what they have to go through about their beautiful daughter. But let's hear this, y'all. It's a whole lot of just wrong information about her.
11 News 13 continues to investigate a former Myrtle Beach pastor whose wife's death has gained national attention. Thanks for joining us at 11. I'm Trish Williford. Robeson County officials say Micah Miller recently died from suicide 2 days after filing for separation from her husband, John Paul Miller. Well, tonight, Micah's lawyer exclusively gave News 13 a document she says clears the air about an allegation made about Micah stealing money from Solid Rock Church. When News 13's Adriana Lawrence joins us live from the newsroom. And Adriana, you spoke exclusively with the family's lawyer and Micah's family today about this allegation and what kind of justice they're seeking.
Trish, we recently obtained a police report that states Micah Miller was a suspect in a now closed theft investigation. It was reported that Micah stole nearly $1,200 in donations meant for missionary efforts in Africa. But in this document, the family's lawyer, Regina Ward, told me Micah never stole any money and legally had access to the church's bank accounts. Regina Ward is an attorney representing Micah Miller's separation action and Micah's sister Sierra as a representative over Micah's estate. She sat down with me and says in February, a postnuptial agreement, which is made after you're married, was drafted between Micah and John Paul Miller. It states, quote, Micah shall be entitled to the Africa Mission's Dare to Care mission and the bank account at South State Bank, end quote. The police report shows it was made on March 14th. Ward says weeks after the agreement was drafted. Ward says she obtained an unsigned copy from Micah at the time, but we're told Micah did sign it. We cannot verify at this time that it was indeed filed in the court records.
So she was under the impression, in my opinion, that they had reached an agreement that she would be able to remove those funds and continue her heart's desire, which is that mission.
Ward says in Micah's journal she describes the emotional abuse, threats, and control John Paul had over her. Police reports show Micah said someone had popped her tires, was tracking her, and stalking her. Ward also says John Paul had been controlling her through administering medication.
There is no doubt in my mind, based on what I've seen, that he essentially drove her to this point.
Michael and Sierra Francis, Micah's sister and father, say it's been a struggle for the entire family dealing with her death. They talked about John Paul's alleged control and stalking toward Micah and her not receiving help.
If he doing Michael Miller like that, what do y'all think that he is doing to his kids and his baby mama?
Treating her like she was an item that he wanted to get back.
She made police reports to all of this, and they just kept telling her there was nothing they could do to help her.
Ward says she thinks police should have seen the many patterns of police reports from Micah stacking up and seen the red flags.
You know, what are the processes, okay? Is someone looking there to say, wait a minute, this is the 15th time we've been called to this address, something else is going on. Who's supposed to be looking at that?
Ward says police still have Micah's phone and purse and that those items could be useful in pursuing civil action. Micah's dad said he's still left with many questions surrounding Micah's death.
Why didn't they do a complete toxicology test? Why didn't they realize that she had bruises on her hand and defensive wounds and also a bruise on her other arm?
He adds more laws need to be created for victims in South Carolina.
We can't have people that pass away and things are going on to them for the case to pass away because they did. That's like saying that it never occurred.
Right.
News 13 has reached
on Saturday night that Micah had passed. I remember one of the first things I said was, this is bad. This is bad, really bad.
Former Solid Rock pastor Bernard Kinnerson says John Paul Miller wasn't expected to preach the morning after his wife, Micah Miller, died by suicide. Instead, a church assistant told Kinnerson to write a message to be read to the congregation.
And then it was about 7 minutes later, I got a text that said, well, he's going to go ahead and preach in the morning, but I should go ahead and have a message ready.
In the days after Micah's death, disturbing details came out about John Paul's documented abuse of her, including putting GPS trackers on her car, slashing her tires, and posting an explicit photo of her online. A week after Micah's death, Kinnerson made the hard decision to leave Solid Rock.
I mean, we were led to believe that all of this was coming from Micah and her mental illness, you know, and not being on her meds, you know, that she'd been on this long psychotic, you know, episode. And it was just a big eye-opener to me that he wasn't the man that I thought he was. I have been physically sick and emotionally sick. I've lost like 12 pounds.
Circumstances would change. I pray that the fear inside would flee.
So beautiful.
In Jesus' name, I pray that breakthrough would happen today. I pray miracles over your life. In Jesus' name. In Jesus' name.
It's been posted an indecent photo of her on a Facebook group called Big Boobs and Nice Curves. Police told Micah since the photo was posted anonymously, there was nothing they could do. John Paul Miller apologized to Micah via email, telling her, "I'm sorry for putting a picture of you on the internet." He added, "I just wanted to try and hurt you." He also included, "It was evil of me to do that."